Yorkies are perfect little lapdogs that practically raise themselves, right? Not even close. There's a reason memes like this exist. And yeah, we'll get to that later. If you think owning a Yorkie is going to be a walk in the park, then this video is definitely for you. Here are the things no one tells you about owning a Yorkshire Terrier. Number 1. Yorkies have a big dog attitude. Yorkies might be tiny, but shh, don't tell them that. These little divas think they're giants. Weighing a mere 5 pounds and standing a whole 7 inches tall, you'd think they'd take it easy. But nope, they walk around like they're the kings of the dog park. With a heart as big as their attitude, Yorkies have the bravery of a dog 10 times their size. It's both adorable and a little risky. A bit of confidence can go a long way for a small dog. However, their brazen confidence can get them into some potentially dangerous situations, especially when they decide to take on much bigger dogs. And let's face it, almost every dog is bigger than a Yorkie. They're fragile, but they don't know it, thinking they're mini gladiators ready for battle. If they feel threatened, don't expect them to back down. Instead, they'll unleash their inner beast, and that might not end well. Whether it's trying to boss around a Great Dane or staring down the neighborhood cat, you'll need to be on standby. Yorkies have no chill when it comes to protecting their turf, and while it can be cute, it can also be dangerous if you don't step in. That said, always be cautious during playtime. Number 2. They've got a surprisingly high prey drive. Don't be fooled by that cute little face. Your Yorkie has a hidden talent as a mini predator. Back in the day, Yorkies were some of the most fearless rat hunters around, and those instincts didn't just disappear. That means no butterfly, lizard, grasshopper, squirrel, or even neighborhood cat is safe from their laser-focused drive. And if you've got rats or other small critters in your yard, well, your Yorkie will be more than happy to help handle the situation. But don't worry, that doesn't mean your Yorkie can't peacefully coexist with your family hamster or the kid's guinea pig. It just requires a lot of supervision and, more importantly, early training. If you start young, you can teach your Yorkie to manage those hunting instincts through socialization and obedience training. This is key, especially if kids are frequently around. Yorkies need positive interactions with children early on to avoid snapping behavior later. Trust me, you don't want your Yorkie treating your toddler like a snack-sized prey. To help channel that prey drive in a safe way, consider hunting toys or fun activities. One owner swears by the Kong Wubba toy, saying, "My Yorkie grabs it with her teeth and shakes the crap out of it. It mimics how they go after a rat or squirrel, and the toy holds up to her rough play." Another owner recommends hiding small treats around the house or garden, explaining, "It keeps my Yorkie busy as he hunts them down by scent, satisfying some of that natural instinct." But whatever approach you take, just make sure to keep their mind and instincts engaged, or you might find your Yorkie chasing more than just toys. 3. Hypoallergenic coat doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Yorkies are often hailed as hypoallergenic, low-shedding breed, which sounds like a dream, right? Well, not so fast. While it's true they don't shed much, it doesn't mean they're a breeze to maintain. In fact, their grooming routine is practically a part-time job. Here's the thing, Yorkies have hair, not fur, just like us. But the catch? That hair grows constantly and shockingly fast for such a little dog. So instead of dealing with shedding fur, you're now in the world of regular trims and untangling sessions. If you plan to keep that signature long, silky coat, prepare for frequent grooming to keep it free from debris and nasty tangles. And don't forget about those trimmers for your Yorkie's backside. Let's just say things can get messy back there if you don't keep up with it. Depending on the dog, a trip to the groomers every other month might not cut it, pun intended. Routine baths are another must. Aim for at least once a month to keep their hair fresh and clean. But be careful. Overbathing can strip away their natural oils, leaving their coat dry and lackluster. It's a balancing act. Too little and they'll get oily. Too much and they turn into a fluff ball in need of conditioner. So, While you won't be chasing dog hair around your house, you'll definitely be spending plenty of time in the grooming department. Number 4. Yorkies make terrible apartment dogs. Given their tiny size and moderate energy levels, you might assume Yorkies are the perfect fit for that cozy little apartment of yours. Well, you might want to rethink that. Yorkies can actually be some of the worst dogs for apartment living. For starters, they love to bark. These pint-sized watchdogs are what you'd call protective barkers, and they take their job seriously. Every mailman, passing bird, or even a suspicious leaf fluttering by your window is seen as a threat to their domain, and they're going to let you know about it, loudly. Now, not every Yorkie will bark nonstop, but let's be real, that's more of an exception than the rule. Their need for constant attention, mixed with jealousy and a territorial streak, makes them prone to nonstop barking, and in a small apartment, that's going to echo. In fact, one owner said, "They bark, sometimes just to hear themselves echo throughout the house. If you yell at them, they think you're just joining the fun and barking too." Oh, and let's not forget about their tiny bladders. With a dog this small, nature calls a lot. If you're not keen on frequent trips outside for potty breaks, you might need to come up with a backup plan. Some owners swear by indoor pee pads or even litter box training as a workaround. But be prepared. Yorkies aren't always the easiest to train in that department, which leads me to my next point. Number 5. Potty training them is a serious early commitment. Potty training is a rite of passage for every dog owner, and Yorkies are no exception. Teaching your dog to do their business outside or in a designated spot inside takes time and patience. But with Yorkies, brace yourself. It's going to be a bigger commitment than you might expect. The reason? Yorkies are tiny, and that means tiny bladders. As puppies, they'll need to go out way more often than larger breeds. You can expect to be making frequent trips outside, like every hour or so, especially in the beginning. And trust me, for the first few months, it'll feel like all you ever do is take your Yorkie out for potty breaks. However, that's perfectly normal. It's just part of the process with these little guys. Another reason they're so difficult is because Yorkies are notorious for marking, that is, peeing around the home to mark their territory. Plus, male Yorkies, in particular, have a reputation for being a bit more stubborn in the potty training department. So you'll need to keep that in mind. But with consistency and a lot of patience, your Yorkie will get the hang of it. There's definitely light at the end of the tunnel. Number 6. Positive reinforcement is the only option. When it comes to training a Yorkie, there's really only one option that works: positive reinforcement. These little pups may have big personalities, but they're incredibly sensitive, both physically and emotionally. Being firm or harsh with them can do more harm than good. And let's face it, they're way too fragile for that kind of treatment. Yorkies respond best to gentle encouragement, lots of praise, and of course, tasty treats as rewards. They love making their owners happy, so a little patience and a handful of treats go a long way in training. Whether it's teaching them to sit, stay, or stop barking at the neighbor's cat, you'll get the best results when you're kind and gentle. Plus, these tiny dogs are known for being stubborn. They're much more likely to cooperate when they associate training with positive experiences rather than fear or negativity. So remember, Yorkies need to feel loved and safe. So stick to positive vibes only when training your little fluff balls. Number 7. They're highly intelligent, but just as stubborn. Everyone will tell you that Yorkies are smart, really smart. But don't let that fool you into thinking training will be a breeze. Their intelligence comes with a healthy dose of stubbornness. And if you're not careful, they'll have you wrapped around their tiny paws and rule the house. One Yorkie owner said, "Mine only accepts no after I've explained why. They can be stubborn and bossy, but it's so cute, I let it slide." While their cleverness makes them quick learners, it also means they can be quite headstrong. If they sense any weakness in your authority, they'll happily take over and start calling the shots. One minute, you're teaching them commands, and the next, they've got you catering to their every whim. The key to manage their stubborn streak is consistency and firmness, with lots of positive reinforcement, of course. But sometimes there's really not much you can do when they've decided what they want. Number 8. You'll never be alone again. Is that a good thing? Well, that depends on how much personal space you enjoy. Once you bring a Yorkie into your life and form that special bond, get ready to have a furry little shadow that follows you everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Need a bathroom break? Better hold the door open for your Yorkie. Grabbing something from another room? Yep, they're coming too. These pups are all about being close to their humans, and they take companionship very seriously. Some owners even say that this clinginess can vary depending on the size of your living space. One Yorkie parent shared, "I've noticed that the smaller the place we are, she's more content doing her own thing. When we're in a house, she's my shadow, but in an apartment, she only checks on me occasionally." So if you've got a bigger space, prepare for more company. While it's sweet and endearing, this constant attachment can sometimes lead to separation anxiety if not managed properly. Make sure your Yorkie learns how to be comfortable on their own, or else they might not handle your absence very well. Hey, if you enjoyed this, you'll probably love this video here. And if you hit subscribe, I'll donate a meal to a rescue dog on your behalf.